April, is that okay?
Hey Tom, I was just actually going to say I'm going to drop off, so
Okay.
I trust you to give my update. So thank you guys.
No problem. Thank you, April. Okay, so Al, I think you are up next. You had some updates on the current leadership and the Virginia Energy Plan for Virginia Energy. So your floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I will be brief, but I did submit a written copy of this to Eric, so if anybody wants to get a link or anything that I'm going to mention, he can provide that. First on the leadership changes, as you know, we report to the Secretary of Commerce and Trade. And Secretary Karen Merritt has been appointed, and the Deputy Secretary Garrison Coward. Here at the agency, John Warren continues as our director, the agency head, and Will Clear was appointed Chief Deputy Director. Will has been with the agency for 5 years approximately. He's based in Big Stone Gap in our office there, and he has been working on finances, project development, and economic development in Southwest Virginia primarily, and that will be his role going forward to focus on rural Virginia. I haven't seen any others recently, any other appointments by the governor that would directly affect us. On the Virginia Energy Plan, as you know, it's due every 4 years with the first year of the new governor. This plan is due October 1, and we've started by creating leads and teams for various topic areas in that portion of the plan that describes the Commonwealth's energy infrastructure and energy policies and objectives, including those in the Code of Virginia. We expect, based on Governor Youngkin's comments, that this will be an all of the above kind of energy plan. And right now we're developing conceptual designs for how we'll format the plan and the process for developing it, including stakeholder and subject matter expert engagement, public comments, and public meetings, if those are on the wish list from the new administration. On decarbonization modeling report, the report was required by the Clean Economy Act. It was to explore, at least to conduct an analysis and do modeling to inform least cost paths to decarbonize power generation. That report was submitted on time last month. A major part of the report was a recommendation on whether to continue the moratorium on approving new fossil fuel generation investments by utilities, and that the so-called certificate of public necessity and need. And that recommendation is in the first page of the document that I'll share with you if I can share my screen in a second. And that recommendation was to discontinue that, to not keep that moratorium permanently in place. There's an energy plan webpage published. The report is published on the Department of Energy's webpage, including all of the appendix and other items in that recommendation on CPCNs. And if I can share my screen, I'll pull that up now. Do you see the decarbonization page?
Yes.
Okay. And the link is in that written version of this update. And you can see there, you can connect to the report, download the report. And the first few pages of the report are the letter from the Secretaries of Commerce and Trade and Natural and Historic Resources regarding the moratorium on new fossil fuel generation investments. And there are also public comment appendix where the comments that were received, including those received from this authority, are posted and included there. I will just share quickly, this is one page, hopefully you're seeing it from the Secretary of Commerce and Trade's page on the Governor's Office website.
Yep.
And you can see under initiatives, this will be fleshed out more, I'm sure, in coming weeks. But for now, there's a little bit on economic development, broadband, energy, and workforce development. And in fact, we're meeting with our new secretary later this morning. They're actually having a meeting in our space for the agency heads that meet weekly with the Secretary Merrick, and we're having that in our office today. I think that's all I have. I'm happily answer any questions if you have any.
Yeah, Al, I think one thing I know Eric and I talked about, and this group's interested in, it's probably for our next meeting at the end of March, is just keeping us informed on the process for input from stakeholders for the energy plan. I know we'll talk a little bit about it during the VNEC update, but VNEC is also engaged, I think, with the Secretary in the Governor's Office on providing some early input on aspects of that plan, but that's something we'll definitely want to coordinate input from VNEC to make sure nuclear is more prominently in that plan than maybe 4 years ago. So if you can just keep us updated on the process there, that would be good. And if there are updates or deadlines in between meetings, if you can have Eric alert us, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, and that'll be a part of our formal process. And we'll reach out to this board, other energy boards, and make sure that you're in the loop on the plan and that you have ample opportunity to provide input.
Perfect. Any other questions for Al? Great, thank you for the update. The energy plan as well. So the first is the update on the Research and Innovation Hub and where that stands. The group is currently, the proposal as we reviewed it last time has been updated, and there is going to be a new draft that's basically final, but they're holding it right now because they're actually working on some additional partnerships to bring into the hub before they actually publish that. So there's discussion ongoing with Virginia State and Hampton University to be additional university partners. They're hoping they will have that sign on in the next couple of weeks. And so April should have that update at our next meeting. And then also there's ongoing discussion with Jefferson Lab about some opportunity to partner and pursue, I think, some projects. I don't know, Andrew, if you wanted to provide any additional information.
Sure, we are meeting with our new Deputy Director, who's been in place for the last month. I did give him an update on what it's all about, and we are hoping that we can convince him to join.
So that's good. I think there's some real, we talked about that last time, there's some real opportunity there. So that's great that can be pursued. And then, yeah, April said that they should have like probably the final draft of the proposal or the updates from our last meeting. We should be able to take another look at that in March. But that continues to move ahead. So on the legislative front, we also have this under the General Assembly legislative update, but April provided a briefing on House Bill 894, which is legislation looking at setting up a stakeholder group led by, right now it's, let me make sure I get this right, but VNEC is one of the leaders in that, along with Virginia Energy, to study the regulatory, let me get this right, any needed public policy, statutory, or regulatory changes